Dr.Jackie's here, changing life loving you. Yeah, that's the groove, life loving you. Feel the truth, move, life loving you. It's all we do, come on through, it's just for you.
It can be very challenging, but even worse than that is co-parenting.
Yes, ma'am.
Boy, that comes with a Hemi on it because you kind of got to supersize the challenges when dealing with co-parenting issues. And you two are co-parenting a daughter together, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, if you would, please tell us a little bit about how you guys got together.
One day, I was eating dinner at her house, and she came and I met her, and I said, "This is the woman of my life."
Oh my goodness.
I didn't know she had a little girl. Later on, when I took her out to eat, she brought the Gabby. She brought Gabby, and she was, "This is my daughter," and we started talking. And when I decided to go serious in the relationship, I sit down with Gabby and I told her, "Gabby, I want to spend the rest of my life with your mother, and I want to be your friend. I want to gain your confidence. I want to gain your trust. Little by little, I don't want to be like in your circle. I don't want to get into your intimacy." So I try to be very friendly with her. So when...
But that's why you're dating. You try to be friendly.
Yes.
Okay, so fast forward for me. Tell me what happened, because you're obviously married.
Yeah.
So you must have made that move. So then what were the dynamics in the relationship with Gabby once you got married to her mother?
We are very good at this moment. We communicate very well, which is not what happened at the beginning.
So take us there and tell me a little bit about how that was. What were your challenges?
My challenges was for her to see me as a father figure, because she has, obviously, her biological father is alive. So.
Oh, and he's still present in her life?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're really like a third wheel.
Yes.
Okay.
So my challenge with her, it was that she understand my beliefs as the man of the house, and trust me that what I was telling her, it was the right thing for her and for her mother. Besides what her father tells her, I told her, I will respect your father, whatever he believes, but whatever we do in our house, I want you to, our beliefs, our traditions, whatever we come up together, I want you to respect that and follow it.
Oh, wow. So that's tough. So how old was she when you guys got married?
When we were not married, she was very friendly and she was very sweet. She is, but she was more sweet before because I was not in her territory.
Okay, but how old was she?
We were not living under the same roof. That's when the story completely changed.
So how old was she when the story changed?
How old is you?
How old?
7?
How old? 7, I'm sorry.
7.
Okay, so she was 7.
Old, 7.
So she lived with her mother's rules and her father's, her biological father's rules for
and grandpa
7
and
years.
grandma and everybody. So it was a mix.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So she has that influence, and now you step in.
Actually, it was her father's rule because they were not together. So it was one thing when she was going to his house and another thing when she was with her.
Okay.
So now I came into the picture and everything completely changed.
So talk to me about what some of the common challenges were. What did you have to navigate in order to make that relationship as it is now amicable, harmonious? Take me through it.
Well, I was a lion mom. Lion one.
A lion mom?
Yeah, because I don't want nobody to say anything to my daughter.
Wow.
So I was a single mom, and I didn't want him to step into her life at the way as a father because I didn't know how a father was. So that was the biggest challenge that we have as a couple. And that was fighting, go over, counseling, me crying, we were arguing. It was really, really hard for me to let him be the father and in a normal marriage, how they're supposed to be, right?
And so how did he win you over? How did he make you comfortable with him being that father figure?
When I realized that I was making a mistake, because I saw my daughter out of control, and I can't, the lion mom couldn't handle it. So that, in that moment, I said, okay, Carlos, I need help. And he said, oh, really? Now you need help. Through all these years, you're telling me, no, don't do that. Don't talk to my daughter like that. Why you scream to her? Why you say that to her? And now when I ask for help, now when he tell me, oh, really?
Okay.
One of the things that I told my wife was, I don't want to step into your relationship with your daughter because you're being father and mother at the same time for 7 years. So me stepping in, it was like challenging for her and for me as well. But when I step in, I didn't approach the right way.
Okay. So what mistakes did you make?
For example, we used to tell Gabby, please help us wash the dishes. I didn't say, hey, princess, I wasn't that sweet. I wasn't sweet. I was, can you please wash the dishes? Straight to what I need her to do. I didn't put so much
affection or tenderness into it.
Yes.
But isn't that how most men talk? They just give the directive and, you know, they say it one time and they expect it to be executed, right?
Yes, ma'am. So right there, we started working on our relationship on communication, on that communication, because how I need to approach Gabby, how I need to talk to her in front of Gabby, how she needs to talk to me in front of Gabby, because we didn't want Gabby to, like, they don't understand each other.
Okay.
Because they are very smart.
Are you saying that you two kind of got together and figured out how are we going to parent Gabby together?
Yes.
What's okay and what's out of bounds?
Exactly.
So that Carlos kind of understood this is the lane that I can operate in and this is out of bounds.
Yes, ma'am.
So in other words, you became a united front in front of Gabby.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever experience her maybe playing one against the other to get her own way?
Of course.
Talk
She
to me
was
about
getting advantage of that. Because she know that I protect her. And then when Carlos say something to her, then she will go, oh, mommy, why he talked to me like that? And I'll
so
say,
that
oh,
would get
yes.
lion. Is it lion mom?
It's a lion mom.
Yeah, lion. I'm gonna have to use that. That's pretty good. It reminds me of Lion King, but lion mom. I like it. So you guys got on the same page.
Yes, we got in the same
Then what
page.
began to happen?
And then I started realizing that when he speak, at the beginning she was coming to me, but then I realized that I have to step out of the picture and say, Gabby, you know, Carlos is the man, Carlos is my husband, you have to respect him. So she was kind of like, oh, what happened here?
Yeah.
They're
What's
talking
going
the
on?
same language. Now I cannot do whatever I want.
Okay.
So it was hard because I have to control myself. And when Carlos talked to her, a little bit strong, but she needed, at the end, she was happy. So I say, Carlos is working.
It's
right?
working.
It's working.
So talk to me about the extended family. What about the grandparents? How did that factor into you all, really? Or were you stepping into the role as really the official parent on board?
Okay. I was very territorial because, for example, I wanted to shut down her father's family for a little time because I needed to blend into this family and quiet all the voices around us.
And how did that work?
At the beginning, it was very challenging because everybody was thinking he's taking her away from us.
And you were, in a sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just for a moment, so you can
Just
kind of
for a
meld
moment.
together,
Yes.
right?
Exactly.
Yes, to figure it out how we were going to how we were going to figure this family issue and go forward. Later on, I started backing up a little bit. Her grandmother started coming. The father started coming, and now it's like we have good relationship with everybody.
Well, that's good. I'm
But-
happy to hear that.
Yeah.
One of the issues that we had, it was that I want her for me and my family, at least until we decided how we were going to work this out. Because they have their beliefs, and I respect that. But in one time in this life, I believe God will ask me, what do you do with what I gave you? So that was
Gabby and your wife.
yes, ma'am, with Gabby and my wife, and that's one of the questions that I told my wife. What do you want me to say to God or whatever? I believe in God, and I told my wife, I need to be the man, the priesthood of the house, and I need to put that seed from God in you and in Gabby. And then we can like come everybody together. We know their beliefs. We know what they are standing on right now. But at the beginning, that was an issue.
So talk to me. Let's think back about when all of this was happening, before you really were on the right page, right? What was your biggest fear, Carlos?
Losing what I was. My biggest fear, it was losing what I believe God gave me.
Which was this woman and her
Family,
child.
yes, my
Family.
family.
And what about you?
Losing my daughter.
Interesting.
Because when you're a single mom and then you live here and the parent is alive, the older one, her father, she once told me, I just want to go and live with my dad. And she was 8 years old.
So when she wasn't happy, she wanted to leave and go
Exactly.
with her dad.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest.
Well, let's
fear.
go fast forward again. And what are some current issues? Now that Gabby's older, how old is she now?
20.
She's
20.
20. She's
Oh,
about to
wow.
turn 21.
Interesting. That's so exciting. So has the trouble gotten, or the challenges rather, have they become less
Yeah.
than they were before?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And so what are some issues now that you're dealing with regarding parenting and co-parenting?
Issues that we're doing right now. Communication will be a little bit better.
I believe one of the issues that we were dealing few months ago, it was for her to pick the right relationships in her life.
Yeah.
And so how
That's
do you
right.
influence her in that regard now that she's 20, almost 21?
We communicate with her a lot. We talk to her a lot, and we spend time with her, quality time. And we talk to her, and we give her an example, and we will just be ourselves. We do not pretend to be who we're not. Yeah. So we try to pretend who we really are. So we try to communicate with her a lot, and we talk to her, and we go straight to the point. Gabby, now is your responsibility. You're not 10, you're 20 now. So everything that you do is gonna be for good or for bad. So you have to pick your relationships good. And that's when Carlos talked to her. They go for dinner, they go out, and they just go, the two of them together.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
One of the the first time that we spent Valentine's. I'm sorry. The first time that we spent Valentine's, it was not with my wife. It was with Gabby. I'm sorry. No, I don't know what happened. The first time that I spent my Valentine's Day was not with her. It was with Gabby. And I told her, let's go. We're going to dress up and we're going to have a date.
Wow.
She was 7 years old. And I told her, I want to treat you how I want a man to treat you. I want to take you to a nice restaurant. I want to give you jewelry. I want to give you things that I want you to see. I want a man to give you.
Yeah, so you're modeling for her what a good husband would
Exactly.
look like.
I
That's-
was modeling.
Now
So
I
don't you
think,
think now that she's got it? I mean, if you've
Yeah.
modeled it,
Yes.
you've been talking to her, you've developed a relationship, now she's 21. When do you think is a time that you start to let go and believe that she's gonna go where she needs to go? Are you almost at that point of
we
letting
have
go?
been letting go a few
Yes.
things.
At this moment, yes. When she decided to pick the right relationships in her life, we started like, okay, let's back up a little bit and watch everything from another perspective now, because she needs to have the freedom to fly at
Yeah.
this moment.
And to also crash,
Yeah,
Yes.
because we did, right?
Yes.
we did.
And so that's one of the really important parts of parenting is realizing that our kids are gonna learn from some of their mistakes. So we gotta let them fail,
Yeah.
and then they can learn.
And now she crashed, and they say, Gabby, that's real life. Welcome to real life. So you have to
Welcome
handle
real
it.
life. So if you had some advice to give other parents that are co-parenting, that are in contentious relationships, so they're not getting along, but they have this child in the middle, what is some advice that each of you would share?
First, communication. It's really important to be in the same page. If you have some issue with your husband, figure it out, but in intimacy, together. And be wise what you're gonna do, because kids are always watching. Always.
They are.
They are.
And they
You-
figure
they're
out where that
playing-
weak link is.
It's like they're playing in their Apple things or their iPads, but they're watching and they're hearing everything. So communication is the first.
So have that united front
Yeah,
together.
united front.
And Carlos, what would you say would be a piece of advice?
Few things. First of all, if you're not married yet, take out those kids and try to gain that relationship, that confidence in them. And one of the things that I didn't mention is when I got married, I told Gabby, I want to give you a little ring. I want to compromise myself with you as well. So trying to, I believe, is telling them that you're not here because of the mother, you're here for everybody,
The package.
the whole
The
package.
mother and the baby.
Yeah.
The mother
Yes.
and the daughter of the son, right?
Yes. And the responsibility that you have as a father figure, it doesn't matter if their biological father is alive, your role is bigger. Why? Because they are watching you every day. So every decision that you make, they are seeing, they are thinking, they are getting into their emotions, everything that you do. So make sure that you are in the right path of your dreams, wherever you're set in your life, and you have good communication with your mate.
Well, that's perfect. But if you had to think back over the arc of your relationship, what would be one mistake that you would say that you definitely made in trying to co-parent well with Gabby and your wife?
One mistake. Probably.
We did a lot of mistakes. But
She says
A lot.
we have a lot of mistakes.
Oh,
So there's
yeah.
not one, but just give me a one or two then.
One and two. Just not being in the same page, but with love and wisdom. Like he will say something, and I will step and say that on the thing, but not in a good way. So that make us like argue in front of Gabby. So if you have something to say, just wait for the right moment. That was a lot of mistake, because then she was confused. When I realized I had made a humongous mistake, it was really hard to just do it again and do it the right thing. Because then we have to we have to go with Gabby's mind and try to erase everything that we did wrong.
So those were a lot
deal
of
with.
mixed messages.
Yes.
So you were like arguing in front of
Exactly.
her, and then all of a sudden now you're saying, okay, well, he's the
Exactly.
man, go with him. So the poor girl's like, well, let me get off this ride. I'm confused.
And you were confused. That took us like maybe probably 2 years.
Yeah.
To figure that all out
Yeah.
and to fix it.
And
Yes,
I think one of the mistakes that I regret, it was working so much, being a workaholic.
Mm.
Because
You were a workaholic.
because I took out the time that belongs to her and to my wife to spend it working.
And that's so common. So many fathers are trying to,
Yeah.
they might have children from different families, and so they're trying to figure out how to be everything to all people. So talk to us about how you developed that work-life balance.
In the pandemic.
Oh, the pandemic. So this is recent.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Because when
The pandemic, yes, it's recent.
it's true, because I was in the house doesn't mean that I was giving the right attention to them. The father figure was there, but in reality wasn't there, because I was working. I was in my room in the office working, and Gabby just came to the room. Hey, hi. I was like, hi. That's it. And it was like, okay, she's there, he's there. That's not quality time. So when pandemic hit, we realized like where we are standing on as a relationship. Everything is towards working for me, not for her, because she used to tell me, don't work too much, spend time with us, and always there's an excuse.
Always.
Always. So I realized on the pandemic that I was very into my work, working, editing, filming, and I used to be in my house, but not in the house.
Oh, I understand. I know exactly what you're talking about. So you were there, but not present in
Yeah.
terms of your attention and your focus.
Yes, ma'am. So that's when it hit me, because I was working, and she used to tell me every day, you need to stop. She was the red light for me. And I realized when pandemic came, and I stopped, and I told Gabby, I wanna ask you to forgive me, because I've been here but not here at the same time. And I wanna be here from now on, because I realized that she needed me more, not only guiding her, but
Yeah, for that affection and attention.
affection for her.
I'm so happy to hear how you guys have turned that whole challenge around, and that you've been successful at becoming excellent parents and co-parents.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Hey, Dr. Jacquie here. I'm your how-to lady. How to do life, how to do love, and how to do you, boo. So click, like, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more to come.